Shad. I'm Danny. And go Broncos. Well, hey there, folks. It's Shad and Danny. This is Bronco Planet. This is the 6-0 Denver Bronco edition of Bronco Planet, Shad. And let's talk about this thing. You know, we've had some off-camera private conversations. Last week I told you, you know something, I got this dumb little gut feeling that not necessarily the Broncos were going to lose this game. That was no part of the discussion, but just the first half lay an egg.
Yeah, no, you definitely called that one. I think a lot of fans out there are a little skittish about these slam dunk wins.
I hate those games.
And I'm glad it's through it. You know, we found a way to win some pretty crappy defensive games. Right. Last week escaped the Cowboys in a poor defensive game, and then today it just was sloppy. I mean, it was ugly. And before we go too much into the details, I would like to address the fan base real quick. Following us on Fanbase. There are two kinds of fans that just drive me bonkers. The first fan is the knee jerker who immediately there's Monte Ball drops a couple passes, right? Get rid of Monte Ball. Hillman fumbles. Yeah, trade Hillman right away. Come on, fans, let's be realistic, all right? Come on, don't say stupid stuff. We don't like stupid. Right. Second kind, on the whole other kind of side of the spectrum for fans, is the one that don't ever say anything bad about the Broncos.
Don't ever criticize anybody.
That is not okay. Right. There's too many people being critical of the Broncos. Right. Hey, listen. First thing you saw in the Denver Post after the game, Broncos win, ugly win, all right? If it's a pig and you throw a little lipstick on it, it's still a freaking pig, all right?
True.
It was not, yes, we scored 35 points, yes, we're 6-0. You watch the interviews, Peyton Manning will tell you that was a pretty crappy game.
Yeah.
All right, it was sloppy, crappy. It wasn't great. I was a little disappointed in the Broncos. You see someone like, Demaryius Thomas out there, I want to see him go deep.
Right.
Spread it out. Instead, we had 14 targets to running backs. We had a lot of little dinky stuff. They start crowded in there. We get an interception. We let them hang around, and I'd say go attack.
Right.
Go attack, run after the fact, and finally when you start hitting Decker down the sideline, you hit Thomas down the sideline, they start spreading out, then take advantage of the free givens in the middle.
I absolutely agree with you, Shad. And there's the third type of fan, which is the homer. That is the guy that just completely puts the blinders and the blind eye to anything and everything that goes on. We as fans need to be a little critical of this football team. There's huge expectations on this football team this year. The organization has put huge expectations on themselves. So, when the criticisms come out, take it, folks.
It's okay.
Use your brain. That lump 3 feet above your butt. And when that happens, you can kind of see, even though you are 6-0, and you did win. Even the head of this franchise, Peyton Manning, will sit down and tell you that this facet of the game stunk. This facet of the game stunk. I'm mad at this. I'm mad at that. I'm mad at myself. The ball does keep on rolling, folks, and believe me, next week we got even a bigger test in Indianapolis away. There's going to be a lot of emotion in that game, but man, I tell you what the Broncos put on the field today, I don't think wins in Indy next week.
Yeah, you're going against Henne, and then you're going against Andrew Luck. There's a big difference there, and you saw what Romo did. So right now, truth of the matter is the Broncos defense, especially their pass defense, very suspect. Sure, it's great to have Champ Bailey back. Not quite up to 100%. You could tell he was hurt this week. He talked about being hurt. So it's good to have him back. And what's even better for the Broncos, it's already here. 6 games is over. Von Miller shows up at Dove Valley. He's ready, starting Monday. So I think get some pass rush on there. Malik Jackson, by the way, great game. Love him every
another
week.
Little courtesy clap today, Sean Phillips. The Broncos today, obviously, a couple of picks, 2 of them directly involved Sean Phillips tipping the ball on both accounts. It's nice to start seeing the Broncos getting turnovers again, obviously. But defensively this week, again, you got Champ touchy-feely, making sure everything's feeling all right. Our heart of the defense, Wedley Woodyard, not in this game. So all in all, it was ugly. I will certainly agree with the lipstick and the pig analogy. It's good to get the win. And, I guess if we want to try to find one comical moment of the whole game was a punt. A fake punt at their own 25 that didn't quite work out. And this is the philosophy. This is the mindset that I love about the Broncos. Yeah, you're up a couple scores. let's fake punt them.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
absolutely. It showed you how to run a fake punt. Start by having somebody that's one of your fastest players, David Bruton, one of the top 3 fastest Bronco players, gets it, runs down. I don't know. They hiked it to a fullback. It was some kind of like power play up the middle that just failed in your own territory. But I guess if you've lost all the games that the Jags have lost, you're playing against Peyton Manning. You got to think outside of the box.
Sure.
Maybe not inside.
You just don't do it at your own 25.
Yeah, don't do that
that's
kind
the
of
dumb
thinking.
part. Speaking of David Bruton and a Denver Bronco win, Shaddy, that only means one thing.
Prize monkey time. You're going to love this one.
Prize monkey! That monkey's funky!
All right, Shaddy, what do we got this week for the prize monkey?
Well, really excited about it. We happen to go down to the Denver Bronco Booster Club gathering, and it's something about the players that are showing up at those events, by the way, that are doing great. David Bruton shows up over there at Red Robin with KOA, Andy Lindell. Bruton has a big play, and then we had Malik Jackson, who had a series with 2 sacks and a stop all in the same series.
I think it's just appropriate, yeah.
Yeah, so hey. Anyway, Jimmy James is our main man here.
RisenFromTheLead.com does excellent artwork like this. Make sure you go to his website, check it out.
So this is what we're giving away this week, autographed by David Bruton at the event.
Yep.
And so here's very simple. Since Bruton made such a great play, name somewhere in comments, it could be anywhere, Facebook, it could be Twitter, it could be YouTube, Bruton's been killing it on special teams, right?
Absolutely.
We all know that. The best 5 special teams player in the history of the Denver Broncos. You list out your 5, you go in the drawing, and we gladly give this away.
Sweet stuff.
All right. That's the great things about hanging out with fans all the time, right? We had Don Medina, who does great work for us all the time. Got Theo Harris doing graphics, and now we meet Jimmy James over there. A lot of talented people out there. You won't want Danny and Shad doing the old
No, it'd be a couple stick
artwork.
figures. Yeah, it'd be something that a 3rd grader would laugh at. But moving forward, again, I think probably the second biggest game on the schedule that we circled is the one coming up in Indy. Obviously, the ramifications of Peyton going home. Indy's actually playing some pretty good football right now. Shad, how do you see this whole thing working out?
I love it. I think it's going to be a quarterback duel. I mean, what a tough choice for the Colts. Here you got your legendary quarterback. Can you imagine how hard that is, Bronco fans, to see Elway at the end of his career switch over, then come to your hometown? That's got to be so gut-wrenching for those people. But you cannot pass on an Andrew Luck, right? You just can't do it. So what a tough decision. I'm excited about this game. I think it's going to be a lot of points. And Von Miller's coming back. I mean, this is a game that I've been thinking about. I forget the Manning Bowl, all that other crap earlier on the year. This, my friend, is a great, great matchup.
I agree. And I think just like you said, I think it's going to be a very prolific passing game. If with the Broncos laying over and giving up almost close to 300 yards per passing for quarterbacks, Andrew Luck obviously has already had a pretty darn good year. He's got great receivers in Reggie Wayne, the up-and-comer T.Y. Hilton, Colby Fleener, Andrew Luck's teammate there at Stanford, is now coming on pretty hard. So this is definitely going to be one of those games where, if mistakes are minimized, unlike they were today, I think it's going to be very high scoring. I do see the Broncos, though, winning by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it could be 1,000 passing yards.
You
in
never
this game.
know.
Who knows?
Come on, Denver, give me a freaking boon.
But
play some defense here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did talk a little bit about some of the defensive star.
Sure.
We do have to call on the offense side of the ball. First of all, Knowshon Moreno just continues to wow us this season.
Unbelievable, Shad. And I'm almost embarrassed, for the browbeating we gave this guy earlier in the season, last year, all of last year, pretty much.
He had 4 years of beat down, but he's stepping up. He's grown
I tell
up.
you what, there's some things that you just see that you haven't seen out of a guy. And again, I don't know if the maturity button just got pushed, and he's just a completely different running back right now. 3 touchdowns today. Are you kidding me?
And just sure as the sun comes up, you see Wes Welker, Julius Thomas.
Oh,
you can just mark it down in your calendar, just like your daily bread, if you will. Those 2 guys come in and they just score left and right. So, there were a lot of good things that the Broncos did. Sure, it certainly could have been a lot better.
Right.
Better get it together. Great, exciting game coming up. And what a season. 6-0. Can you
6-0,
freaking
baby.
believe it?
That's right.
And the Chiefs, 6-0. Oh, boy, that's...
Don't get me started, but we'll be talking about that here in the next couple of weeks. So, till next week, this is Shad. I'm Danny. This is Bronco Planet.